Hey there, folks. Welcome to a special episode of The Con Guy. Here we are at the Sammblings. I'm Derek Samms.
I'm Danae Samms.
And we're here just to do a special interview with our friend. I will call you my friend, even though we've really only met a couple of times.
Our new best friend.
Our new best friend.
Our new best friend.
Well, we'll see if he passes the test.
Yeah.
He'll be our new best friend.
Yeah, well, if you pass the test, then you get to be a bridesmaid whenever I get married.
So all of that in parentheses, Josh Murray. He's an actor from a number of independent projects, some TV shows, but tonight we're going to be talking about his film Gym Rat that's coming out soon, which does have some fun fandom tie-ins.
Why do you keep looking at me?
I keep looking at you because you're my partner in this interview.
On this.
Yeah.
In our morning show.
But you are watching The Con Guy, or maybe you're just listening. I don't know.
Just listening.
And you'll be missing out.
We've got one con guy and one of the con girls here.
Yes.
It's a very special episode because I'm drinking beer and I never do that.
I'm drinking Spindrift, but I might open this beer in a little while.
That would be cool because you've got a really cool bottle.
Great for conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So how's it going, Josh?
It's going well. I feel like I don't want to interrupt this little pretty interaction we have going.
Yeah, I mean, the whole reason we're here is to talk to you. So let's hope that we just don't.
You just gotta sit there while we banter.
You know, it's funny, Danae. I was never in a bridal party, wedding party, whatever you call them, until a couple of years ago, and I was invited for the first time to be a bridesman.
Oh my goodness!
Wow,
I've never been to a wedding with a bridesman, and I've been a bridesmaid 6 times.
I've been a groomsman a few times. I was a ring bearer once, a best man once, and I've been a groom once.
Yeah,
that counts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just say always the bridesman, never the bride.
That's great. So I'm going to apologize to you, Josh, and anyone else who can hear my dishwasher running in the corner because once the kids are in bed, sometimes we just got to get that thing going and run it when there's an opportunity. And didn't realize, that's still going to be running when we have to record.
And when we say kids, just to clarify, you mean your kids because we're siblings.
Yes.
My nieces and nephews.
Sorry. When I was saying we, I meant my wife and I.
Your wife.
My wife who's not in the room right now.
But she's an honorary con girl.
That's true. She and I have gone to conventions together a lot. We've talked about that. So, Josh, we're really excited to have you here. Tell us about Gym Rat. Give us just a synopsis. What's this movie about?
Yeah, it's about a fitness freak who's just gotten out of prison with delusions of being the next Mr. Olympia. And he gets a job selling steroids for this maniacal gym owner, and chaos ensues. So it's a thriller. It's got a bit of dark comedy running through it as well. And as we'll talk, it's got a little bit of superhero in it.
Nice.
I see.
I mean, that's the whole reason we're here.
Yeah, that's true. Because, we care about superhero stuff. We also like fitness. We do like fitness. You and I are into fitness more so than some of the other con people. But
I think we could outrun all the other con people.
Jim actually runs a lot.
Really? I never run. I probably can't outrun Jim.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I could outrun Ben, and he's probably gonna call me out on that. And then we'll have
to set that up. Okay.
I would love to try.
Yeah. All right. So Josh, there's a thing that we do sometimes on the Con Guy Show. It's specifically my thing, but I'm bringing my little sister in. We call it a speed interview.
That's how I got all my jobs.
No, that's not true. It's a 1-minute interview. So we're going to start a timer and ask you a whole bunch of questions really fast.
Oh, boy.
And this is hard-hitting journalism. I hope that you're prepared. Okay.
I hope you know everything about Watergate. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah. I mean, I hope you know who really killed Kennedy and that you're ready to confess. I mean, ready to share. Yeah. Okay.
I'm so ready.
I'm starting the timer. You ready, Danae?
Is Josh ready?
Is Josh ready?
Okay. Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
He looks ready.
All right. I'm going to start the timer in 3, 2, 1.
What color is your toothbrush?
White and blue.
Okay. Who can run the fastest?
Probably me.
What's your favorite Queen song?
The show must go on.
Okay. Who's the best Batman?
Obviously, Christian Bale.
Okay. Gum or mints?
Mints.
Best Halloween candy?
Don't eat Halloween candy.
30 seconds.
Favorite sibling duo?
The Sammblings.
Oh, favorite Avenger?
Favorite Avenger? The Green Lantern.
Okay. Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars.
Jane Austen or Oscar Wilde?
Jane Austen.
Snyder Cut
5,
or
4,
WandaVision?
3, 2, 1.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, that's
sorry.
okay. You're not.
Does that count? How many did we get through?
We got through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got through 11 out of 13.
That's pretty good.
So,
I think the record though is like 18.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's I don't think I was there for that one.
Yeah.
Well,
So I mean, did you get through enough for us to consider Josh our new best friend? That's the question.
I don't know. I think we're gonna have to ask a few more questions and figure that out along the way. It's an adventure.
Give it up for Josh Murray, my new best friend. Yay!
Yay! Okay. You won Derek, but not me yet. We'll see.
So much suspense.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, Josh, tell us what is the superhero tie-in with Jim Rat?
Yeah. So my director and writer and co-producer, Korsten Vandiver, who wrote the script, grew up being a big fan of superheroes, comic books, and particularly the Hulk. And so he weaved a lot of that into the story. And the protagonist, Lonnie Millsap, which I play, is obsessed with the Hulk, and so much so that he wants to be the Hulk. He's a big fan of Lou Ferrigno. He's into bodybuilding. Lou Ferrigno is his hero, and via Lou Ferrigno, the original Hulk is a show that he grew up watching and is thoroughly obsessed with the Hulk, and even dresses up like him at times in the movie.
Nice.
The irony or the funny thing is that he doesn't really look like any of those characters. He resembles more of a Clark Kent, which he is reminded of throughout the film, that he looks more like Superman. So,
you know what? We have some images related to that. I'm going to bring this up. Yeah, I can totally see the Clark Kent look there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also like Bruce Banner wears glasses. Like
I was thinking that too when I saw this image of Josh with glasses.
I also believe in coexist and that you can be a fan of both Marvel and DC.
I believe you can be a fan of both Star Trek and Star Wars. Yeah. But these are some cool images, some screen grabs you sent from the film. There's one of a great collectible Hulk comic book. And let's see, there are some great ones in here. Okay, if I bring this up, can you explain to us what's going on in this image?
Yeah, so he just has episodes where he puts on the Hulk wig and just rages out, just to practice getting angry. Yeah.
Nice. So it's like cosplay gone a little too far, maybe. Like cosplay in character is fun.
Cosplay in character is fun. This is like cosplay meets absinthe. Meets steroids, right?
Literally meets steroids.
Yeah, because it's in the story.
Yeah, you don't know if he knows if it's real or not.
Intrigue.
Yeah, I'm interested.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna bring up some others. Okay, but is this you in the shot? Because you look like a beast.
I was doing a lot of working out that year.
Yeah. I get it. And this is one, it looks like your character is just watching the classic Incredible Hulk TV show.
Yeah.
With the comic books lined up on the wall. I think we can all relate to this. And I actually love this look right here with the light behind you. Like, I mean, I haven't met Kors, the director, but I like some of these choices where the lighting effect and everything, and getting you from the right angle so you can kind of see this Hulk vibe going on.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Which Superman was it that was in that episode of Chuck? I'm going to put on like my 87-year-old lady questionnaire. That one episode of Chuck that had the guy that played Superman in it, and they made a comment about how he looked like Superman.
Yeah, Brandon Rouse.
Yeah, that's the Superman you look like. That one.
Oh, you say he looks like Brandon Rouse?
Yes, Josh looks like Brandon Rouse.
I can see it a bit. Like, I think Josh could totally pass as a Superman. He could play a Superman.
Yeah. In like that movie I Want to Write About Lois, where there's like 15 guys with glasses and dark hair that work for Daily Planet. We don't know who Clark Kent is or Superman is. It could be any of them.
Yeah, totally.
You know what's really weird is when I was younger, I get a weird echo all of a sudden. Oh, there it goes. When I was younger, people used to say that I looked like Keanu Reeves, and random strangers would come up and be like, "Hey, Neo," like even before I had seen The Matrix. And that was a thing. And then there was various other stages of other actors, other characters that people would say, but people have always told me I look like other people, like just random strangers. And about like about a year or two before I shot Gym Rat, people started calling me Superman. It was the funniest thing. And like during shooting, like all the time, like when I had to bulk up a bit for the role, I gained about 20 pounds of mass for the part. So I was working out all the time, and it started happening more and more and more. And like even just going to this grocery store, people were like, anyone ever said you look like what's that Christopher Reeves guy? And literally that's what they say in the movie, and I'm wearing the Superman glasses in the movie, and that's the running joke throughout. Is everyone's like, did anyone ever tell you look like Christopher Reeves or Clark Kent?
I do love that.
I love that it's like the Christopher Reeves guy.
That Christopher Reeve guy.
Yeah, because Superman wasn't his most well-known role. It was like his third most well-known.
It's funny. You see, when I was in college, I just got compared to Harry Potter, and then a random guy on the street in New York just called me Frodo. But
I mean, those are solid comparisons.
That's true. I mean, I like them. I can't.
When I was in college,
rights,
I got compared to Ron Swanson.
That's awesome.
Well, I had a mustache, so no, I'm kidding. I didn't have a mustache.
Hero status.
Yeah, it was a phase you went through in college, right? Mustache phase. Yeah. So, I'm curious. You did this film during COVID?
We filmed the summer before COVID.
Okay.
Yeah, and we were planning to do the pickups in early 2020, and then the rug got pulled out from under us.
Yeah.
So we went into hiding to our bat cave, and we began concocting a scheme to take over the world. And now we've reemerged.
As you do.
Yeah.
Were you guys able to get any work done over the past year?
We did a lot of editing, so we did an assembly of the existing footage that we already shot, which we have a majority of the footage for the film. So we assembled that, and we're now a good ways through the process of getting the first rough cut done of that footage. So our plan is when we go back into do pickups this summer, we have all of the existing footage finished with the editing, and we can just get that last 20% of the film and plug it in.
Cool. So from what I understand, just from talking to you and hearing a little about this film, Coors had already written it, but you guys were friends, right?
Yes, through 168 actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's for anybody who's listening might not know. 168 is a film festival that Josh and I have both been involved with, and it's where we first crossed paths. So he didn't necessarily picture you for the role. Did you pitch yourself for it?
So actually, no, it wasn't originally written for anyone like me at all, per se. But I approached him after we had been working on just various scripts and projects and, staying in the loop with each other, for many years. And I finally got to the place where I was like, this bigger project that I want to make is not, going to happen right now. I want to do something that's more manageable that we can do independently. And Coors was kind of heading towards the same direction, where he was getting frustrated with the bigger projects taking so long to actually come through. And so I approached him and said, do you want to produce a movie together? I'll be actor producer. You can be producer, writer, director, and we can collaborate on something. Do you have anything that interests you? And he said, yes. He's like, that sounds great. I want to just shoot something. And he told me about the script, Gym Rat, and I was already really into fitness. And he pitched me the idea, just while we were sitting there at a table, and I was like, that sounds like that could be the ticket for something that we could collaborate on. And then he went through, some fine tuning over the following months to really flesh out the script for what we shot as Gym Rat.
Cool.
So how long did you have to prep? Because I know you're already into fitness, but obviously adding 20 pounds of muscle takes...
Hold off and ask that question in a second. I'm going to just try and turn off the dishwasher.
Don't worry, Luke can fix this in post. We're only going to say that 50 times.
Okay. Like it was doing the draining noises and stuff while you were talking. I really hope that it doesn't ruin the sound for us. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you could even hear it, Josh, but
it does. It's very faint. It doesn't pick up as much as you think, but
okay, good.
Okay. Well, if this is just collecting our voices, it's not like
that's true.
Yeah.
All right, Danae, you go ahead.
Oh, it just ended.
Yes.
Okay. Time back in.
Ask again.
So, you said you had to gain 20 pounds of muscles for this. Mm-hmm. 20 pounds of muscles. About how long did you have to
20 pounds of muscles?
20 pounds of muscles. Mm-hmm. How long did you have to train to gain all these muscles?
We're going to pump you up. It was
that was a really good Han and Yan.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
Maybe he would
Wait,
understand
is it Han and Yan or
ourselves.
Hans and Franz?
I don't know.
It's before our time.
Hans
But
and
anyway,
Franz, isn't it? Hans and Franz.
yes. Sorry about that.
Mm.
Yes.
Han and Yan are like the brothers in the Mighty Ducks movies who make the skates. Okay, never mind. I gotta open a beer.
I feel intimidated by your guys' level of trivial knowledge.
Thank you.
we
That's the
do,
only
we
way
do
we
this
can
show
intimidate
because we are
everybody.
nerds. That is the point.
Anyway, darling. I actually went to that wedding at the beginning of the year that I told you about in Australia. Actually, it was down under, and I came back like end of January, and I had about 6 months to be in the gym, and I would say probably the last 3 months of that is where I was like working with a trainer, and I was actually going to Gold's Gym in Venice, where I would like be working out next to Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, that's the original Gold's Gym, isn't it?
Yeah, the original.
Yeah,
original
That's
Gold's in
crazy.
Venice, and just working out with these monsters for the last few months of it, and that's where I was really like pushing myself hardcore. My trainer friend Ian would have me like lifting weights until I couldn't pick my arms up anymore.
Mm.
That's kind of an awesome feeling. I remember I picked up weights the first time and I couldn't lift my arms, and it very quickly. But
I think you guys could lift a lot more weights if you just all worked together.
I know. Why don't they do that at a gym? Yeah.
It'd be a lot easier.
So, Josh, from what I understand, this movie is kind of dealing with body image issues a little bit too. Is that the case?
Yes, definitely. One of the elements of the character is something called body dysmorphia, which is you're not able to see yourself clearly or realistically. And for some people, it's they think they're too fat. Other people, they think they're too skinny. But it's basically that you just you have an unreal. It's a mental disorder of having an unreal perception of yourself. And there's actually a lot of that in the bodybuilding industry. I mean, we actually talked to a guy when we were getting ready to make this film who was saying his story of like how he looked like Mr. Olympia, and he said he goes in the mirror and he's like, I don't look like how people say I look in pictures. He's like, I look like I don't have a great physique. So part of it, the element there that is actually pretty not that unusual in the bodybuilding world. But the story, the message, really the theme in the film, I think is a lot more universal than just bodybuilding. One of the things we really wanted to address was just this obsession with trying to create an image, and we see this a lot on social media now, of course. And a lot of people are really trying to find validation, trying to find self-worth, trying to find their identity in their image. And he has his own particular way of doing that, with bodybuilding, and also with even sometimes being delusional about himself. But it's all overcompensating for a lack of identity. And so and that unfortunately, results in addiction. It results in obsessive compulsive attachments to behaviors that are unhealthy, as coping mechanism or as a symptom of that unhealth.
Yeah. I actually love that this is addressing that. And I like that we can talk about it here too, because, everybody deals with insecurities to an extent. And I think when we're talking about the nerd community, we all really have a lot of insecurities that we've
definitely
sometimes been able to overcome because of different fandoms. Often it's characters in movies like this and in TV shows that are going through similar issues, or we can kind of find someone to relate to. And I got to say, some of these stills you sent me are giving me body image issues. But
well, also, I love that that's a part of it too, because just to kind of be an advocate, I know that in Hollywood there is an image idealism for men that is just as bad as the one for women.
True.
Wasn't it during filming Logan? What's his face almost passed out because he was
Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, that guy who does he's got those claws.
Yeah. I mean, you hear stories about him having to drink 2 gallons of water really fast to try and there were right way for a shot.
Especially when you compare how he looked in the 2002 X-Men to 2017, just that difference is kind of how our world has morphed a bit for expectations, and it's not okay.
Or we were talking about Supermans earlier. Compare Dean Cain Superman to Henry Cavill Superman.
Yeah. And when Henry Cavill was shooting The Witcher and I think some Superman movies, those Superman movies. Like there were a lot of circumstances of cutting out water for a long time to get that bulkier look that people are expecting now. That's completely unrealistic and not very healthy.
Right. Yeah. Well, and I think, I'm big into fitness, and I'm a big fan of fitness, and I an advocate for fitness. And I think that, pushing yourself, to achieve things is great. But it has to be in balance, and the ends don't justify the means. And, a lot of times, people, even including in fitness, it's ironic that people are pursuing, what we could think of fitness has to do with health, and they're doing it in a really unhealthy way, and it's actually causing more damage than it's doing good. But it's also a bigger issue than just what's physically healthy, but also like what's mentally healthy for you. And the thing is, like, it's great to set high goals and have big dreams and big visions, and competition can help. Healthy competition can bring out the best in us. But I look at this character, and I used to have health issues. I used to be a computer nerd that was like unable to work out because I had so many health issues. And for many years I struggled with that. And to get to the place where I was in this movie was like a dream. Was literally a dream come true for me. I'm probably upwards of like 35, maybe 40 pounds heavier than I was in my early 20s when I'm shooting this film. And that's like muscle mass. Like, it's not even get fat. But like that was like a dream level of, just achievement, and in terms of like my fitness and getting the body that I wanted to have. And in the character in the movie, like ultimately when he's looking at the body in the mirror, it doesn't measure up, right, to what some people have achieved. And so therefore he's almost at a self-destructive level of despair, because it's like, I'm not good enough. Yeah.
I think that's something we can all relate to, which just while you're talking, I mean, it's hard for me to actually even add to the conversation, because I feel like I agree with so much that you're saying, except for the fact that I've only ever known you as a ridiculously handsome adult guy. So it's hard for me to imagine you as a nerd. I'm not sure I can really believe that. Yeah.
That's what people say when they look at me.
Yeah, me too. Josh, you're like the second hottest guy that I know.
Can I put that on my business card, Derek?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, no, a lot of people don't know that, but I got a computer science degree. I worked in IT, played a lot of video games when I was younger. And one day, and I had a lot of health problems. I had really bad chronic pain issues, to the point where I almost had to quit because I couldn't keep working. My ankle hurt so much, just driving and typing on the keyboard. And I just decided on a number of levels, like, I don't want to be this person. I want to be somebody else. And that's when I decided to explore acting. And my path took me in a very different direction.
Wow. That's really impressive that you just saw something and you set a goal and you reached it. And it sounds like you pursued it in a really healthy way.
Yeah.
Well, I had to learn what healthy was in the process. I didn't know what healthy was when it started. I learned along the way, for sure.
And it sounds like you're telling stories now that deal with that too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, our pain, has a purpose, as long as we understand, the vision for it,
Yeah, I can totally get on board with that. I wanted to ask you, because you did mention, being a bit of a nerd, being into video games and everything. Are you much of a convention goer yourself?
To be honest, I haven't gone to much in the way of conventions. I go to a lot of film festivals and film related conventions, but I haven't been to like Comic-Con, for example. But I have a feeling I have a feeling. What's that?
Said we got to take you.
Yeah.
You got to take me. I know. Well, I would go this year, but it's not happening.
I know, right? I mean,
it is.
Well, there is a smaller version happening Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah.
Which some people are not too happy about.
But it was the only time that they could do it.
Yeah, so we kind of get it. Yeah.
But I put the parade and ham with my family over going to cons, as much as I love them.
I guess it's close. The way I see it, like, maybe you could, if it weren't for the fact that our family lives so far away, if they were just in the area, I would do dinner with the family on Thursday and then spend the rest of the weekend in San Diego. Excuse me. Wow, I am drinking a beer tonight, and
Me
it's
too. Look at
affecting
how
me.
much
It's like
further I've
I'm
made it
burping
than
all
you
over the
have.
place. Yeah,
I'm
Josh is
behind.
being all healthy and drinking water. I think.
Drinking water. Yeah.
Good for you, man.
Good for you.
Good for you. Respect. Now, have you?
I still got
Okay,
pickups to do.
that's true. You've really got to watch that stuff.
Gotta watch your figure.
Yeah, I've just got to be doing online meetings and classes and stuff tomorrow, and nobody's even going to see anything from the shoulders down. So
you're gonna do it in your underwear, right?
probably.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who wouldn't?
I will say, Derek, I'm a big proponent of health, of working on your health, and I talk a lot of this on my platform as well. But your brain uses the most energy in your body, and exercise and being in shape and taking care of your health supports the most important function in your brain. So if you want to be a better nerd, you want to be a smarter nerd, being healthy actually helps you. Helps you to function at a higher capacity.
I love that. Yes. Yeah. I mean, everything's interconnected, right? And I've always said that, so much about fitness is numbers, right? Calculating your macronutrients, trying to figure out the number of reps for exercises, the number of sets you should do in a week for different things, trying to compare the science behind different kinds of exercise. And more nerds should be more fit, I think, or at least should be involved or have some kind of interest. Not saying, oh, you're really bad if you're not going to the gym all the time, but saying that hey, you might actually really enjoy this if you gave it a chance.
Yeah. And it is a misnomer that fitness equals gym, because you can be in incredible shape doing all kinds of things that never involve going to a gym. So I'm all for finding your passion in fitness that you like, and if you can do it in your home or at the lake or in the swimming pool or riding a bike, whatever, find whatever ignites your passion.
And also, I'm going to say this because I've noticed not a ton of girls are into weightlifting, and I really love weightlifting, even though I'm not awesome at it. I love doing it. There's not much better than doing pull-ups to Wonder Woman's breath.
That's true. That is some great theme music.
Yeah, just get your nerdy music.
Which, by the way, you can check theconguy.com for Derek's nerdy workout playlist too. I put that together a while back. I change it up every now and then, but there's a lot of Doctor Who music.
Doctor Who, yeah.
There's a lot of Doctor Who music that is really high energy and really gets me in the right headspace. Not to mention the Star Wars fanfare. The theme from the newer Mad Max. That is intense. So good.
Playing the guitar on the front of a truck. There's nothing more intense than that.
Do you ever listen to Two Steps from Hell?
I've heard it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty. Everything they do is bombastic and epic.
They do basically trailer music.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's all trailer music all the time,
which is some of the best music,
Yeah. I love it.
Well, should we check out this teaser?
I think that's a great idea.
Because Josh, you brought this teaser. We really want to see it.
Josh brought us presents, and I want to look at them.
Yes.
No more teasing the teaser.
I know, right? Okay, let's bring this up. And if you we'll try and listen, but if you want to add any commentary.
Hi, I'm Lonnie.
Sure.
Really inform me.
I am really into bodybuilding.
This is the longest I've ever grown my facial hair out.
It's my life. I've always looked at anabolics as a necessary evil of pretty cool expediency. I truly believe that anyone could achieve the muscular development of a Ronnie Coleman naturally if only our lifespan were long enough and we didn't age. So, if you think about it, it's really just a question of efficiency. And if you can see what you want, you can create your reality. Bodybuilding is like anything else. You need a clear yet simple objective and a plan of action steps to execute in order to achieve it. And as long as you can visualize it clearly, you can manifest your destiny. And
it's the Hulk scene.
So close to becoming Mr. Olympia. I can taste it. I just need to do it naturally.
You went from being covered in green to covered in red.
Yeah, it wasn't paint either.
That is ominous.
You went from the Hulk to Red Skull.
Okay, was it just me, or does the facial hair kind of give you a Danny Trejo vibe?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like all the actors you've been compared to lately. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a first.
Well, with all those actors you get compared to, that ought to give you some cosplay ideas. I'm
Yeah,
just
so
saying.
Mhm.
Like,
I've done Neo a few times. I've done
Okay.
Solid Snake. I can do a pretty good Solid Snake. Which is one of my favorite video games, by the way. I really love
Yeah.
that game.
I'm not too familiar with that one. I have to confess,
It's
like,
the one where you press the buttons and you do the stuff.
oh, that one. Thanks. I have not been a gamer for most of my life. I was always a couple of consoles behind the latest one. And the last couple of years, my wife and I, like, we got a PS4 in a raffle. And since then, we've gotten really addicted to a handful of games. The one we're in right now is Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And wow.
And I believe that the
But-
greatest video game ever invented is Mario Kart on Nintendo 64.
Yes, but we have that also.
You have that too.
Mhm.
And it's an amazing game.
No,
Nothing
this
will-
But tell me about this one.
Yeah. Which one? Gym Rat. What are we talking
No,
about?
the game you just mentioned that you've cosplayed.
Oh, so Metal Gear Solid is basically like Assassin's Creed, but like in the future. Some of them are in the past, but it's more sci-fi. Well, I mean, Assassin's Creed actually is a sci-fi, but it's a very similar concept. But the storyline is insane. Like it's like a legit novel in every video game.
Okay.
The world is crazy, and they have the longest cutscenes. Like they'll have these really cool, like almost Final Fantasy level epic cutscenes that go on for like 7-8 minutes at a time, like between every level. But
I hear people talk about Metal Gear Solid and know nothing about the story or the characters.
So I mean,
go
they
on.
really revolutionized the whole like third person stealth tactical game where it's not about killing everybody, it's about like not getting caught.
Okay, which is similar to Assassin's Creed in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
they were a big inspiration for that.
Okay.
I don't know the developers of any of the games,
Yeah.
but I think MGS was kind of the forerunner of that whole style of gaming.
Are you still a big gamer now?
You know, I didn't. I played video games all the time growing up. When I got into acting, I pretty much let it go. But last year, I moved in with a roommate who works for a video game company, and the pandemic hit, and of course, so many things got shut down. And so I did like get into a few games he turned me on to, and one of them was Assassin's Creed. I played Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and also
I love that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I'm a huge pirate fan, so
Yeah.
I love sailing. I love the Age of Sail, so it's a great game.
Man, I feel like you could star in an Assassin's Creed game, like be the guy who does the voice and the motion capture or something.
I would totally be down for that. I'm always like doing that stuff on set. Like I literally will like sneak up on people and scare them on set sometimes.
That's awesome. Yeah, and I do love that kind of thing. Like you mentioned all the storytelling and everything with video games. It is really amazing the way they've developed just in the last decade or two, I guess. That is this new mode of storytelling that has really taken off. I mean, people really get invested, and the artwork is just amazing.
And video
that
games
goes
are
into it.
America's largest export right now.
Is that so?
Mhm.
Just like the Assassin's Creed games, of course, they go for all this historical accuracy, even though there's the sci-fi element. They really, try to imitate or really capture all these actual historical sites and portray them as accurately as possible. There's, from what I understand, when there was the fire at Notre Dame, they actually went to the Assassin's Creed game developers because they had done all these scans of the building, and they've gone to them to get information on some of the details for rebuilding.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, and I've heard some people talk about how, when things like paintings have really changed in the modern and postmodern era, video games have gone more in that direction that paintings used to, of trying to imitate life as closely as possible and be much more photorealistic. And we're seeing more and more of that. And with Odyssey, where my wife and I have been playing, there are so many of these locations around Greece and recreations of the Acropolis, and all sorts of locations, and these big famous statues and things that we only have ruins of now. And they tried to recreate as close as possible to what it might have looked like in 430 BC. And it's just amazing. And there's also this really compelling story, and it's so vast. and there are so many different quests you can do and different types of armor to wear.
That is so cool.
One of my
Blows my
one of my
mind.
buddies, Chad Collins, did one of the main characters. He plays one of the main characters in the new Call of Duty, and
Ooh.
it's been like he's done a ton of projects, but this was like a kind of a big break as a video game, you know, because it's such a huge audience and such a huge world. I think he said it was like 400 million in sales in the first 24 hours when that game released, which is like on par with, you know, with a major motion picture Hollywood studio film.
Yeah, that's big. And I would imagine like right now, just the way things have been because of COVID, video games are probably doing even more better compared to phones.
They're blowing up. Like I know so many people who are like, I started playing video games last year. Yeah, my wife and I, of course. It's been cool to see the progression because, you know, I played like things like Zelda on Game Boy when I was a kid, and then like now I'm playing the new version of Zelda. It's like, whoa, this is like 100 million times more complex than before.
Just hearing the term Game Boy though was like the past like reached up from behind and just slapped me across the face.
See, I felt like the past reached up and gave me a hug. Yeah, I guess my childhood was kinder. I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, we shared.
Did you grow up in an okay home?
Yeah. Did you?
Okay. Yeah. It was pretty good. Yeah. Okay. Josh is why we're here.
Right?
Yeah.
I feel like the middle child here.
No, that's him.
I'm the middle child. Yeah.
You're the middle child.
But like when it comes to this podcast, our brother is more like the middle child because he's the one that we only occasionally mention in passing. He's not even here. So with Gym Rat, there's not a release date yet. Is that correct?
No. Our timeline is basically we have this WeFunder for the final finishing funds that we're running a campaign on to the end of this month and end of April. Our goal is to get the funds secured to go back to do the pickups. We would get the pickups done in the summer, and then the film would have post-production done by the fall, and we'd be looking at getting a distribution deal later this year, and that's when we would, you know the release date.
Sweet. Is there a URL that people can go to if they want to contribute to that?
Yeah, it's wefunder.com/gymratfilms with an S. But they can also, you can also find me on Instagram, at Josh Murray Actor or at Gymrat Movie. If you just look up Gymrat Movie on Instagram, the link is right there. If people forget it, it's not an easy way to find it. And it's live now, and we, the teaser's there, but we also have, some clips of the movie, other clips of the movie on our page there. People can check out too.
Sweet. Yeah, we got to share the teaser, and we've got all these sweet stills. You know what? I didn't share all of them. I'm just going to bring a few more up because is this a scene when your character is still incarcerated?
Yeah, it's a scene in prison.
Did we bring that up? The whole prison thing?
I don't know if we mentioned it.
Okay, well, it'll be a happy surprise for when they watch the film.
Who is this other character?
So that's one of his dealers. He's looking for some steroid hits. That's one of the things. One of the addictions that the character struggles with is steroid use. In the film, so that's something that he's wrestling with, and his saving grace is his girlfriend Lena, who's pushing him, to the light side, and he's got this obsession with trying to achieve his dream or make his delusion a reality, and he keeps getting pulled into the dark side, which there's a really cool. I don't like to go too much into like giving away things or talking things out, but
right. Gotta watch the spoilers.
There's a cool dynamic with the whole Hulk thing where, he has these issues with anger that he's,
you wouldn't like him when he's angry. Is that safe to say?
You wouldn't like him when he's angry. Where he's holding it in. He's kind of has this alter ego that he's fighting with, and I think that's part of why he has such an attachment to the Hulk character.
Cool. Well, we've got a few minutes left here. I want to know, are you working on anything else right now? Anything we should be watching for?
Well, I just shot a film this year called Her Missing Twin, and I don't have details on distribution yet, but they're already talking to a couple of well-known outlets, and they're hoping for later this year for a release. They're on a really fast track, and so I play the lead in that opposite Elena Huffman. She plays my wife, and we have twin daughters in the movie, and it's a thriller. One of our twins goes missing, as you can infer.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
good time.
The name.
Yeah. Yeah, you've done it's been a few years since this was filmed, but you've done some indie sci-fi that I've seen where you kind of played a creepy bad guy.
Yeah, well, people aren't supposed to know that necessarily, but
oh, sorry,
bad guy.
Spoiler alert!
Are you the bad guy? I don't know. I just got
relative.
Creepy vibes.
It's all about your perspective,
Okay.
But yes, Final Frequency is yet to be released as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I worked actually with Lou Ferrigno's son, Lou Ferrigno Jr., on that movie.
That's right.
And of course, Lou Ferrigno himself factors into Gym Rat because that's who's the character's obsessed with becoming.
I think Luke and Jim, did they interview Lou Ferrigno Jr. or someone else that worked?
I don't know.
So actually, we covered another film that he's done just recently on The Con Guy.
No, we do so many things.
We do, yeah. Well, you know what? Some of the other members of the Con Guy show do other things too, many things, and you and I are just not always there for all the things.
Right, because it's hard to be everywhere at once.
That's true.
You can't save everyone. You can't be a part of every interview. We're just the handsome ones that they call up when we got to interview the Hulk here. Or
oh my, Danae, you have had a whole beer. That's a lot.
Do we need an
intervention?
Do we need an intervention, Danae?
No. I mean, I am about to have my third Cadbury egg of the day, so if there is an intervention that's needed, it's probably over that.
Yeah, okay. My last question. When the pickups are done, what are you most looking forward to eating?
What am I most looking forward to eating? Oh. For a celebration, I think I really like breakfast stuff. If I was gonna binge or splurge on a cheat meal, it'd probably be like waffles, pancakes, but like good ones. I don't want to disparage anyone, but like high end breakfast buffet.
I mean, you can come over here. I've got a Death Star waffle iron if you wanted to try that out.
Well, we could just make Kodiak cakes. Those are like 2 grams of sugar and like 10 grams.
We're talking about a cheat meal here, though.
We're talking about a cheat meal, though.
Okay, cheat meal. Well, we'll put some powdered sugar on it.
Okay.
Maple syrup. I'm a big maple syrup.
I mean, waffles are the best meal there is. I could be full of everything and still eat waffles. So, solid choice.
Honestly, though, like, when I'm prepping for the film, I'm not thinking about what I can't wait to eat because I have to eat so much food. I'm eating like 50% more calories than I'm used to having.
That's a good point.
When I'm prepping, I'm like, when I'm like bulking up, I'm like, I don't want to think about food because I'm like stuffing myself all day long.
That's a good point. You got to eat a lot. Like building muscle, you actually do have to eat a ton.
What did you find yourself eating the most of when you're bulking up? The right term?
Well, a lot of protein powder and a lot of like chicken and steak, like lean steak and chicken and protein powder. Some sweet potatoes. I don't do grains, so I was eating like yams. I was eating like yams and plantains and sweet potatoes. I was eating pretty healthy. Like some people they call it dirty bulk, where it's like they just eat whatever, so to speak, and get calories in. I don't want to sabotage my health for the part. So I eat pretty clean, but just a lot of protein. Yeah, a lot of protein.
That honestly does not sound like too bad of a diet. If you've got to eat a whole lot, then I don't think I'd mind so much eating tons of chicken and tons of steak and sweet potatoes and plantains.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't put sugar on the sweet potatoes.
I've just never been an overeater. So the whole idea of like, I'm not hungry, but like, I still have to eat another like 500 calories today is like.
Okay, I feel that. Yeah. Well, is there anything else we need to ask Josh before we go?
What are your burning questions today?
Burning questions?
You put me on the spot.
I feel like I just want to pick Josh's brain and talk about working out and stuff. And
What's
all
your
the
best song
advice.
to listen to when you're doing
Ooh.
cardio? Cardio song and then like weightlifting song, because I feel like those are two different playlists that you have to listen to.
Yeah. So, I mean, weightlifting, probably like Hans Zimmer or
Yes.
yeah, or like Two Steps from Hell.
I feel like we need to compare playlists because I feel like we have a lot of the same taste of the music we like to listen to.
If you're listening,
Yeah.
Derek is just fangirling so hard this whole episode.
I know. I'm like majorly man crushing on Josh right now. Yeah.
Nothing like a good like Inception bomb when you're deadlifting. Just makes it sound like you're lifting so much more weight.
Yes.
Yeah, and for cardio, this I don't know if this gives me a geek card or not, but I would say Lindsay Sterling.
The violinist.
Listen to her?
Oh,
yeah. She does like modern, like contemporary violin, which is it's like I don't know, it's like a Celtic classical fusion with like techno music. I feel like, yeah.
No, I love that kind of thing because so many people. If you just search Spotify or something for workout playlists, it's a bunch of. I mean, it's not that it's necessarily bad music, but there is a lot of techno. There's a lot of. There might be rap music. There might be hard rock, but for me, what really gets my adrenaline pumping the most is some kind of epic score. Like, okay, look, there's a Middle Earth map behind me, my Lego Orthanc Tower, like, epic Lord of the Rings style stuff, something like, End of the World, the epic chorus singing in the background. And then I'm like, okay, I've got to pick this up or the ground is just going to collapse beneath me and I'm going to be swallowed into an abyss. That's the mindset I need to be in.
See, I like to listen to like a Disney song and then follow it up with like Iron Maiden.
We are different.
Yep.
We are different. I'm with you, Derek. I'm all about the epic soundtracks, and I listen to them even when I'm not working out. Like I'm just a big fan of listening to soundtracks. So I listen to a lot of that, and I'm also a big fan of Lord of the Rings. That was my favorite book growing up, and I'm huge Lord of the Rings geek. I mean, how many
I'm a
people?
Huge fan.
I read Silmarillion when I was like 13, 14. So
okay, see, I hadn't even read any of the books until I was about 17.
Derek, I think Josh just beat you in nerdiness.
Yeah. However, when my 12th grade English teacher asked the class, do we know what's written on the ring or is that some kind of mystery? I started saying Ashnaz Darbatuluk, Ashnaz Gimbatul, and recited it. And then I realized everybody else around me had just said yes and stopped talking. And I was still going. I got some weird looks. But that's my pride point is that I can speak a little bit of the Black speech of Mordor.
For Frodo.
Yeah. But we just got through watching all the extended edition Lord of the Rings during Easter weekend, which this is our second year of doing so because we love just this idea of watching, hey, Return of the King on Easter. That makes sense. It's
it's been a while since I've done that, but I've done that extended marathon too.
Josh, I am making a list of friendship goals in my head of things I want to do. Like we gotta exchange our workout playlists. I want to like work out together and find out what you're doing and try and utilize it. I want to take you to Comic-Con and help you figure out some awesome cosplay because clearly, you've done some of them anyway, but you need to do it at a con.
Right.
You guys can go to the gym and bench press each other.
Yeah, there you go. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not uncommon for me to have friends that can bench me. That has happened before. When you're my size, yeah. I
think you could bench me.
Maybe so.
If you can lift
hashtag
98 pounds. I'm kidding. I weigh more than that.
Goodness.
It's all muscle.
Josh, I appreciate you putting up with us going off on random tangents. This is how it is when Danae and I get into conversation.
Your patience is appreciated.
Oh, good, man. Good time. So, Derek, I got to ask you now: is it official? We best friend status yet? Or I've been in suspense all this time.
I do have to confess, like you didn't answer as many questions as some people have, but we've got so many other things in common that I admire that I will say, sure.
I mean, he did pick Star Wars over Star Trek.
Oh, wait, that's true.
I feel like we're going to be better friends than you guys are.
Okay, maybe here's the thing. Jesus is my best friend. Okay. You could be my my best human on earth,
Okay.
mere mortal friend.
How about your second best, second hottest friend?
Okay, that'll work. That'll work. Yes.
Who's your first hottest friend?
Well, okay, my wife.
Okay.
I told him he was the second hottest guy I know.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Okay.
I guess that's acceptable.
Like, yeah, it's totally different categories. You know.
That's a given.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Josh, this has been really fun.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been fun with you guys too. Yeah. Great time, man. I'm glad we finally got to have the conversation after all these years.
I know, right? And I just cut you off though. What were you saying before I started rapping?
I was gonna say if people like the teaser, we're gonna be releasing some more clips of it too. There's some more already on our WeFunder, but we're gonna be releasing some more over the course of this month. So if you like it, stay tuned. Follow us on Instagram. Whether you want to join us on this campaign or not, to be an investor, you can follow us on Instagram. And
what's the Instagram handle?
It's at Gym Rat Movie.
Okay.
At Gym Rat Movie. And just if anybody's listening, that's Jim, GYM, as in gymnasium, not Jim as in Jim Fry, the managing editor of The Con Guy. Gym Rat Movie, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Excellent.
Let's not conflate the two.
Right. And where can we find you if we just want to follow what Josh Murray, the actor, is doing?
Yeah, at Josh Murray Actor. I'm mostly on Instagram these days. So
sweet. And Danae, where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram at DNAYS, and also posting a lot at The Con Girls with our good friend Katie Katamoto. And I'm glad that we asked questions about video gaming, because that's what she's really into. And she would have loved to hear what you had to say, and I'm sure she's excited for those answers.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? Katie's the one we need to introduce you to, because she's a costumer and she can help put together these awesome cosplays.
She would know exactly what you needed.
Yes.
She would know exactly what I needed. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like we've accomplished a lot today, guys.
I'm so glad that we're best friends now, Josh.
Second best friend.
You guys should get married.
All right. Anyway.
I'm getting married this year, but to somebody else.
Oh,
congratulations. That's great. We should have talked about that.
I know. Next time.
Yeah.
Well, if there's a next time, we got to bring Kors in, because he's way, way more qualified on superhero lore than I am. He grew up like all into the comic books and stuff, so he can go on. He can be Jim's best friend. Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds perfect.
That's great. All right. Well, everybody, thank you for watching / listening. You can keep checking out theconguy.com. We'll try and link to Josh's
all that stuff that
WeFunder, Instagram stuff.
WeFunder to the Instagram for Jim. Remember, that's at Jim Rat Movie on Instagram, at Josh Murray Actor on Instagram, and keep checking us out. Theconguy.com will be giving you all the latest news about the con universe and other things from pop culture and fandom. All right, thanks everybody. Have a great night.
Thanks everyone.
And thank you, Josh.
Thanks, Josh.
Thank you guys.
Thanks for listening to The Con Guy Show, the official program of theconguy.com. Find us on the Weeby Geeks Collective or anywhere you listen to podcasts. And now on sci-fi.radio, Saturdays at 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Pacific, both AM and PM. That's 9 o'clock Greenwich. It's sci-fi for your Wi-Fi.